Season 3 of Sex Education has just been released onto Netflix, and as it is its third season, that makes it eligible for a ranking on this channel, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing. So let's jump straight into it, starting from the worst and moving up to the best. Before we get into it, please let me know what your ranking is down below. Now, let's get into it. Coming in at third and last place is Season 2. Now, by this being in last place doesn't mean it's bad season, it's still very good, but we're dealing with high quality here, so something has to come in at last place. And I've chosen Season 2. Now, I'll talk about why it's in last place, but first, as I mentioned, it's still a good season, so I still need to praise it. It addresses more attention towards people's sexuality or other sexual encounters, and kind of makes it a show that is for everyone, whereas before, some may have viewed it as just crude content. The characters are developed more into this season with more room for growth and more personal issues just rather than what you see on the outside. And that's a really important thing which helps this show become the thing it is today. It is really personal to a lot of people and isn't just about sex. It maintains the drama and actually proves to be a good lesson for some viewers in certain things which people may not know. But where this is the weakest, in my opinion, is in trying to bring in all these elements, which is great. It can feel quite stuffed at points, and the season is easily the most convoluted out of all of them, and with that at times can be a bit far-fetched. However, that's not me saying it's a bad season, because it's still a very good season, just this is the one season which I could feel has a fault to it. Coming in at second place is Season 1. Now immediately this show differs from any other teenage drama out there. It isn't afraid to get explicit and show things which other shows may be too afraid to do so, as it may appear to be too intense for your average show, but this show isn't your average show. It may be a shock to your system, but once you adjust, it becomes quite amusing, and it makes it one of the most unique shows on Netflix, and certainly one of the most unique shows which is still running. Every necessary character has great depth, and I must admit these characters are fantastic, and with that depth comes a constantly engaged viewer like myself in every single scene, constantly invested into what happens in their lives. And in fact, this isn't a fault, but it can be quite exhausting emotionally because so much does happen. Where it does feel like that roller coaster of emotions, it's only the beginning of even crazier things which do come in the later seasons. Coming in at first place is Season 3. This being the one which was released yesterday as of filming. I literally binged it straight away after filming my Brooklyn Nine-Nine video. And I must say there is never a dull moment in this season. It has an absolutely perfect pace, allowing for enjoyment in all 8 episodes. The way this season stands above the rest is the way it deals with its characters. Now of course the plots have been character driven in the previous seasons, but this one kind of takes the characters' development up another level. We of course have the stories for our main characters, Otis, Maeve, Eric, etc. But not to go into detail as some people may not have seen it yet. We get some characters who are on the side, and I always thought that was their role and they wouldn't move from being one of those side characters. But why this show is amazing is because it takes those characters that you don't really care about on the side, gives them their own arc which makes sense to the story, and it doesn't feel like awkward that they're brought in. And even in some cases it can take a character who is dislikable from the past and give them their own redemptive arc where you fully support them. This season isn't as much about sexual themes as the previous ones, as it's just these characters themselves, not necessarily anything sexual. So that kind of brings it back down to earth after the crazy things that did happen in Season 2. The introduction of new character Hope opens up a lot of events to play out this season, as she comes across quite villainous. However, if you were in her situation, you'd do some similar things, maybe not to the same extent, but you can, if you thought from her point of view, you can understand the certain things. So that's where she doesn't come across like brought in just to be this cartoonish villain. Her motivations make perfect sense. Season 3 does not step on any wrong places. Everything is perfectly done for what it was aiming for, and that's why I believe that Season 3 tops the bunch of being Sex Education's best season of television. So that was my ranking. As I mentioned, please let me know what yours is down below. I'm intrigued to see what others think. If you want to see my previous video, which ranks all 8 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine now that they have officially finished with that show, I'll leave a clickable card up in the corner here for you to check out. I really did hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.